Hello guys, it's Thomas from Finate once again with another recap. This time I'm doing it before the market closes because I'm done with trading today, and the reason why, or one of the reasons why, I will tell you during this recap. So you can see that I managed to stay positive for the second day in a row, and in total I'm up about 2.5% for the week. Nothing mind-blowing, but as we will discuss later, there is a pretty good reason. So let's get to the trades. My first one was actually a loser in a CLR, and the stock was gapping up, and I marked those two lines in the 1 hour chart there. So 1147 was previous swing high, and 1250 was a resistance from earlier in the stock's price development. And so when the market opened, it immediately rose from 1172 to about 1240, and then the second 2-minute candle actually broke above the 1250 mark. So I had a pretty much free reign to about 13, or let's say 1290. So I took it at 1257 at the break of this candle, but unfortunately market continued down, and my stop loss was under the low of this candle, 1213 I think, and I got filled on my stop loss at 1212. So just a 1 cent slippage, and this is the reason why you shouldn't trade very spready stocks. CLR had only 1 cent spread, so I was sure to get a reasonable slippage, if any slippage at all. Looking back, of course, you can see that I was entering when the stock was already up significantly. There are two ways to look at this. One, of course, your chances of success are getting lower because the average range of this stock is let's say $1.50 perhaps. So that was working against me. But then when there is a huge gap, you would expect much more people being interested in trading this stock, and so you could expect up to 2 times the range of the stock. So this time it didn't work out, but a really nice setup, a good position in the chart. So pretty happy with the trade. Of course, it would have been nicer if it was a winner. Okay, moving on, and we have pins trade, which was a beautiful winner for me, and we will also have some insights into this trade. So as you can see, pins was gapping up. My main point of interest was the gap over 1710, so that would have been sufficient for me, but that being said, I also put a line over there at 1815, and I was really interested in going long in this stock, especially if it broke this line. And so actually let's change the layout here. And let's put the market up there. So we have the spider, and we have the Pinterest. So my entry was at 1815, just over high of this candle. This was a nice breakout formation. You can see the market pulled back a little bit, but also gapped up. So that was a good sign for longs to take just after the open. Sorry about this. By the way, you can see my watch list on the right side here. So today was very, my watch list was very wide, and I was searching mainly for longs since the market was gapping up. Okay, so I am at the I'm in the trade, and the market goes to the Pinterest goes to 1860s. My target is somewhere around 1870s. So you could say that I could have taken a slightly less profit and just be done with it. And you would be right. That was one way to play this trade. However, if you notice down here, the volume when going up was increasing significantly. And also, you can just check how big the volume is compared to a regular trading day of this stock. So I just saw it going like crazy. Then the market pulled down a little bit, around from like in a standard time it's 9:45 to, let's say, 10:20. And unfortunately, pins just died, and you can see it on the volume here. So those spikes were around 700,000 shares each 2 minutes, and then we moved on to just 50,000 shares. So that was not a good signal for me, but my stop loss was far away. My stop loss was 1789. I had this support right there as well, and the moving average and the VWAP and everything, so I kept at it. The market eventually rose, and I don't know where exactly, and at that point right there, after the breakout of 1865, it broke some 15 points up, and I took my profit target at 1874. So 2.27%, so above my desired profit target. I was long in this market for two hours, and really glad it played out well. So now let's just briefly look into why I stopped trading after this trade. I was up slightly over 1%, and as you may know, I'm coming from a little bit of a drawdown. And so I want to get steady, I want to get really cautious, because I know how my head works. So I could identify like 5 other opportunities today, but I didn't take them because they were not perfect, and because if I continued in my drawdown, I know that it would send me to a downward spiral. So I want to be as precise with my entries, really make them picture perfect, and not to have fear of missing out, because you can really easily overtrade during those times where you are coming out of a drawdown. So a really nice tip for you, just take it easy. Don't try to win back everything you lost over last, let's say, week in just one day. That's a sure way to lose even more. So stay safe and good trades.